people that, it's something that you're going to take 1 to 2 ounces every single day. Single dose if you are maintenance, double dose if you're healing. Of course, we all know that we have to start with healing first, so it needs to be 2 ounces a day. But yeah, they're going good. So I'm thinking about doing a 32 ounce. The most looks nice, huh? I love it. People that, it's something that you're going to take 1 to 2 ounces every single day. Single dose if you are maintenance, double dose if you're healing. Of course, we all know that we have to start with healing first, so it needs to be 2 ounces a day. But yeah, they're going good. So I'm thinking about doing a 32 ounce. The most looks nice, huh? I love it. But it's people that, it's something that you're going to take 1 to 2 ounces every single day. Single dose if you. But yes, so that's going good. I got most of the products. At first, I was going to do dry, but I really don't want people to feel like they have to make it. So I really don't want you to do that. So, so I'd rather send it already together, so that everybody can just, pull it out of their box, put it in the fridge, and get it done.
Yeah, I think that's better.
That's the point of a product. So that's going good. I'm getting everything styled. Got the stickers going. I'm going to start with lemonade. Lemonade is going to be the lowest priced one because the oils and the blend doesn't cost as much, but it'll be all the way up to the most expensive one, which will be 108. And that one does have like shilajit in it and frankincense and myrrh. So more pricey oils, but they actually do so much for the body. And then I can talk a little bit more about what they do and how they're beneficial to the body, because it's an investment. Your health is an investment. But I really think it'll be good. And children can take it as well. So I'm super excited about that. And I just really like the way it turned out. Really nice. And everywhere I go, people are like, what is that? So that's going good.
That's good.
I think we're all in Facebook, YouTube. Oh, Facebook Live.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep it up like a small box in the corner, in case people ask questions on Facebook. They did last time. And this one's going to be a little bit different because we're talking about COVID again. So similar to what we did last time, we just kind of talked from the head and what we've been hearing in the media.
Which is super relevant because you constantly need that refresher.
Yes. And especially with the new strains, I think it's important for begin to ask more questions and not just sit idly by. I had to let one of my clients know today why she was considered higher risk. And I think that a lot of us just don't know that. We're like, oh, if I don't have the things that they rattled off or listed off, I'm not higher risk. But there are other factors that could cause you to be higher risk and you're not aware of it. And that would help you to make an informed decision. And people now understand, like I've said before, whether you choose to get the vaccine or not, you still need a wellness strategy. So it doesn't matter. And people are now kind of getting that as a responsibility. You still have to take either way.
Yeah. Like it's like you can't sit still. You gotta continually move forward, right? Because if you don't do anything, then you keep yourself at risk, right? And so I feel like when you're proactive, you're just getting ahead of things, man. And also it puts you on the offense instead of the defense.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Especially with, again, what I always come back to, we didn't get enough information to make a decision. So why all of a sudden this vaccine appears and then you're just going to take it? There has to be more of a cognitive thought process about what you're doing to your body. You don't have all the information. And I find that people are still shocked when they're like, you can still get COVID even though you had the vaccine. What am I getting the vaccine for? Right. We've been talking about this. Those are the correct questions to be asking.
Yeah.
All right, so Facebook isn't coming up. I'll just keep trying. So Instagram's on, and we are recording already. So whenever you are ready, go ahead and bring us in.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's Hope and Tie, where we speak the truth and we never lie. And so I like to take the first couple of seconds of each show to highlight any local brands that I may be wearing. And tonight I am wearing Majestic Behavior. And so, I encourage everybody to support your local brands. Now, I'm so excited that we're talking about COVID, we're talking about inflammation, because when we do these type of shows, it puts us in a position of empowerment. So you can go ahead and take us away and empower us to make great decisions and not live in fear.
What up, you guys? Thank you so much for being here with me again. Every week you're hanging in there with me. You're learning all about your brilliant body. I'm so excited for you. So, my name is Tynesia Evans. My friends call me Ty. You can call me Ty. I am here to help you understand the signs, symptoms, disorders, and diseases of your body, bring you to a root cause so that we can heal and or bring you into remission or symbiosis. Symbiosis is creating a state of bliss, a state of communion within your body where all of your systems are working together to keep you alive, which is its number one goal. A wealthy body, WELLTH, is going to allow you the opportunity to create a wealthy life. And that's what I want you to truly begin to focus on by identifying what your core values are for your life and then allowing those core values to be mimicked on your plate, how you choose to nourish your body, and then allowing you the opportunity to create that beautiful nourishment, that beautiful abundance in other areas of your life, every other area of your life. So this week, I'm actually going to be talking about inflammation and COVID. So I've been talking about inflammation. I think we've been talking about it all month. We started maybe mid-December talking
Yeah.
about inflammation, how it is created in the body, what types of food, what type of actions, reactions, behaviors, thought processes. Feel free to chime in if I forget anything because we've been working on it for like 6 weeks. So I really want you guys to truly understand, know that you know that you know, or even begin to think more consciously. Is this inflammatory? Is this an inflammatory response? Or is this just a tummy ache? Is this my stomach? Or is this an intestinal problem? Did I just eat something spicy? Or am I actually creating toxicity in my body by whatever I chose to eat? Is this pain from inflammation or is this pain from something else? Do I understand what autophagy is? I know I'm probably giving you all kinds of big fancy words. I want you to check out those videos. There's a lot of information there, especially for you. And I want you to have the opportunity to truly be empowered and understand how to nourish, provide, reboost, build, rebuild, support your brilliant body. I know right now we tend to have all types of conversations about our immune system. It's been a hot button issue. But the truth of the matter is, your immune system is working for you even when you're not working for it. Your immune system is working for you even when you're not nourishing it. Your immune system is using and utilizing whatever you choose to put into it. Pope and I like to use the analogy of gas. Whatever gas you put in, that's the energy that you're going to get out. This is why it's important for you to understand that whole food nutrition is the top of the line. It's always going to be the top of the line. So I want you to also understand that supplements are not whole food nutrition. Again, I'm going to say that. Supplements are not whole food nutrition. Supplements are designed to support whole food nutrition in your body. So, yes, maybe if you have a cold, you stock up on zinc. But the point is, you should have a minimum or a baseline of zinc going into your body every single day. But because now all of a sudden you're fighting maybe a little cold or a sniffle, you need extra support with that zinc. So let's think about it in the gym. Yeah, you know how to do your, let's say, 25-pound weight, right? You can hit 25 of those, right? Real good. But if I gave you 45, can you still hit those 25 in a row? You might not be able to. You might need somebody to push that elbow up a little bit to help you when it starts to get tough, right? That is what I want you to think of supplements as. So I don't want you to think that you need to totally have that person every single time, because eventually you're going to stop doing the work that you need. I want you to always go back to a supplement to further support your body and what it needs during times of maybe famine, or times of where you're actually fighting off something, or times of when you know that your body is a little more diminished, or times of high stress, because that always causes a problem with our bodies. Or maybe you're feeling a little under the weather, or maybe you're around people who are sick, or parents all know this, the beginning of the school year, right? September, you getting some extra vitamin C and some zinc because you're about to go back to school. And I don't want to problem
Yeah.
everyone. right? Because they show and tell and they share and they bring it back home and you don't want it. So think about that as a consistent maintenance program, a consistent detoxification option. So I'm constantly talking to you guys about detoxing. Detoxing is a part of your daily lifestyle, whether you like it or not. Your body detoxifies every single night. Think about that. Without you needing to tell it to do it. Your body knows instinctively and intuitively that it's supposed to detoxify at night. One of the main reasons we sleep is just for detoxification. So if you're eating super duper late at night, you're not allowing your body the opportunity it needs. Like, you know how they're the business buildings and they have the maintenance company that comes in at night. If you stay there all night, what do? They avoid that area that you're in because they don't want to disturb you, right? Have you ever worked late and you work in like a business building? They don't want to bother you. They don't want to go in your office. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were here. So they skip cleaning your area, right? So think about that same thing with your body. So if you're eating late at night, you're still, eating a whole sandwich or a burger or a full meal, or you're just like, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat whatever's available. Your body's like, okay, well, we can't do this because now we have to digest, right?
Yeah.
Your body's not given the opportunity to actually detoxify because you're still doing the same work that you were doing during the day. There's no opportunity for you to rest and allow your body to bring in all of those cells and all of those functions and all of those pancreatic juices and enzymes and things like that to actually deeply clean your body throughout the night. I also want you to understand that when you rest, when you go to sleep, your body is now assessing what's actually going on in the entire environment of your body, and it's applying what's needed to what area. So it's trying to get to that inflammation or that inflammatory response from a little bit earlier. It's trying to now allow you the opportunity to absorb the nutrition from any food that's left over in your stomach. It's trying to break up the mucoid plaque that could be in your digestive tract. So think about this. I know mucoid plaque tends to be a hot button word. Mucoid plaque is an actual thing, you all. So mucoid plaque is old fecal matter that could become entrapped in the lining of your intestines. Guys, I'm talking a little bit slower because I know I'm using these big words, not trying to insult you, but this is new stuff. So mucoid plaque actually does have mucus in it. That's why it's called mucoid plaque. There's mucus, there's waste, there's bacteria, there could be yeast, there could be overgrowth of cells, there could be abnormal cells, there could be all types of things in that mucoid plaque because it's so thick. So let's think about, you know how when you're really, really sick and your phlegm is actually green and it's super thick, it feels gross, you know it's not healthy, you know it's trapped something. So think about that same type of bacteria lining your intestines. And I know that we would probably think like, oh, stuff should just slide on out, but it actually doesn't. Because that plaque is there up against your intestines, it's actually reabsorbing toxicity right back into your bloodstream. So it's making your whole body sick. It's making your whole body toxic. It's causing you a whole host of other issues. One of the main ways to know that is if you're dealing with any autoimmune disease. Autoimmune diseases come from hyperpermeability. Hyperpermeability, I want you to think about that. So permeable means it can, something can pass through it, right? If it's hyperpermeability, that means the holes that allow whatever it was to pass through are actually bigger now. So that's a more diminished, your lining is more diminished, allowing a greater opportunity for foreign invaders, bacteria, toxins, dead cells, suspended cells to get back into your bloodstream. None of those are beneficial for you. You're not getting enough nutritional density and you're actually recycling bad stuff. So think about it as like you pooped in the tub and now you're trying to bathe. I know that's super gross, you guys, but that's kind of what's happening. Now you're trying to bathe it off of you, but now it's got all this dirty water back into your body. So that's kind of what happens when you have hyperpermeability issues. It's also known as leaky gut. So anytime you guys, I know you've heard that before, anytime you hear about leaky gut, that means that yes, there's a hyperpermeability issue in your digestive tract. It can be in your small intestines or your large intestines. It can be all over the intestines or it can be one area in particular. So it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, okay, well then I can just, eat a certain food or take a detox and it's all gonna go away. That's why I'm constantly letting you guys know this is one reason why detox does not come in a little box of 28 or a little jar of 28 pills. It can't possibly. Your body is way too brilliant for that. So if you have hyperpermeability, I just talked about it. Guys, raise your hand. Let me know if you want me to explain it again. If you have hyperpermeability in your intestines, meaning you're not only getting the nutrients that you need, but you're also getting increased toxicity, increased bacteria. Yeast is being cycled into your bloodstream, all kinds of other things. This hyperpermeability can happen from pharmaceuticals, antibiotics, sugars, refined carbohydrates, refined sugars. All of those things create hyperpermeability in your body, and that does not allow your body the opportunity to thrive, right? So now think about this. We've eaten all this horrible food all day. We really don't know that it's horrible, so I don't want you guys to feel bad. We don't think it's all that bad, right? The government is selling it to us. We talked about that. The FDA worked together. They're selling it to us. They told me it was real meat. They told me it was real lettuce. They told me it was real tomatoes. They told me it was real, whatever, condiments or whatever. We really don't think it's a big deal. Let's just be honest about that. I was the same way. Like, they're not really trying to kill me, are they? Like, what is happening here? But when you start looking at these ingredients, and then I challenge you all, I put up some posts, so check out some of my other posts. If you look at some of the ingredients that have been permitted for use in the United States and compare them to what's being permitted in other countries like France or Sweden, if you look at their ketchup and look at our ketchup, I promise you the ingredient list is this big and theirs is like this big. And this is what their government says is safe. But our government says that these ingredients are safe. So I really want you to begin to think about that. These are businesses. These are businesses. These are businesses. Not only are they businesses, they're monopolizing businesses. They're mega businesses. They're billion-dollar businesses. They want your money. So they may put things in your food that allow their bottom line to be as low as possible so that they can maximize their profit. So again, I don't want you to think that they're choosing to try to kill you, but I want you to understand that it's not their priority to keep you alive either. So that's a different mindset, right? That's a different setup. So no, I'm not saying that McDonald's is like, yeah, let's put this in there because we want people to bleed out and die and get cancer. But they're also like, hey, that meat is cheaper. We don't need to know all the details, but we'll take, 56 billion pounds of that.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. And when they choose, their family come over, or when their precious grandchildren come over, or children are like, hey, can I get a burger? I bet you they make a burger from home. They don't say, let's drive down to the McDonald's that we own. They don't go down to that McDonald's. So that's the kind of stuff I really want you to think cognitively about. These are businesses. They are invested in preserving their business. They're not invested in preserving your health. That is your job. That is my job, to help you begin to understand how those two things don't work together and what you can do to create an opportunity for you to cognitively understand and create a nutritional strategies. That's what I'm telling you guys all the time. I don't want you to focus on meal plans. I really don't. 1,200 calories in and 1,500 calories out, like creating calorie deficits and all that stuff. Those are just mathematical equations. But the focus is supposed to be whole food nutrition, nourishing your brilliant body, allowing your body the opportunity to thrive and do what it knows intuitively to do. Your body does not need to be talked into keeping you alive. It knows it's supposed to, right? Think about your immune system. Go ahead.
And I will say one note to that meal plan, why it's so important to learn the skill set is because your body is continually communicating. So it may be a time where your body is saying, we need to ramp something up.
Yes.
But if you're so stuck on calories, you're so stuck on a particular meal set, you start to ignore what your body is saying.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I tell you all the time about some days, I usually I'll go to the gym without eating something. That's just me and my body. That's how we roll. But there was one day in particular where my body, I woke up, I'm hungry. We need to eat now, right now. And instead of trying to think scientifically, trying to think that I'm outsmarting this brilliant body by saying, no, that's not what I normally do, or why do you need A, B, and C, or I'm going to get fat, like all of those issues are gone because I understand if my body is requesting, think about this, you guys, if your body is requesting something from you, it is not intending to make you fat. It's not intending to make you sick. It's not intending to make things difficult. It's trying to nourish you and keep you alive. So if your body is saying, hey, I need some more water, you don't go, no, we're not drinking water until 2 p.m. today, right? Like, what kind of sense does that make? Your body is requesting nourishment from you. Nourishment. Now, of course, because we all choose different things in our life, we have different issues, we have different triggers, we have different concerns. We can emotionally eat, but even emotional eating is telling you that something's going on. So
Yeah.
you have to think about that. Am I actually physically hungry? Or am I trying to distract myself from feeling something? Am I in so much immense pain that the feeling of fullness of food feels better than the emptiness of what I'm feeling in my heart? That's even a
Mm.
conversation. So, yes, you may still go and eat a burger, but being cognitive about, okay, I ate this and I wasn't hungry because I'm actually sad about blah, blah, blah. Let me
Yeah.
heal this so that I don't continue to drink or continue to overeat or continue to neglect my body and its needs. So I really
Yeah.
want you to think about that. Your body is never going to ask you to do something outside of addiction, of course. Outside of addiction, your body is not going to ask you to do something that will damage it because your body's one job is to keep you
Yeah.
alive and keep you healthy and wealthy. So this is when I need your brain to step in. This is where the words I'm teaching you, I need that to step in. Wait, Ty talked about this in that video, that one video. Okay, why am I feeling this way? Or why am I desiring that food? Or, why am I always, I have to have that McDonald's sandwich or those, Sbarro cookies or whatever it is. Why is it those foods? Why is it that food in particular? It was engineered to make you feel that way. So, just like I said, there's probably some type of food addiction. It doesn't mean you're addicted to all foods, but you are addicted to the calories, you are addicted to the sugar, you're addicted to the salt content, you're addicted to how they engineered that food product because it's not actually food to make you feel a certain way, right? Sugar gets right into your brain and it's worse than cocaine, you guys, 10 times. So think about that. So why do you have to have that cookie? Probably because the way that the sugar is making your brain respond because it feels good. So you are
Yeah.
addicted. You're addicted to that sugar. So maybe you need to do a sugar detox to get your body back on a healthy path. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. That's what I'm constantly telling you all. Don't be embarrassed about what's going on, but you do need to be honest with yourself and honest with me if you have a question about it, because it doesn't mean something's wrong with you. I hate for you guys to feel like shamed into making decisions. I hate I've talked about it before. It's weaponized shame, making you feel bad for why are you still eating at McDonald's? What's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. It tastes good. It's made to taste good. That's the point. That's why the business is over 1 billion served because it tastes good. It's
Yeah.
horrible and it's terrible and it's damaging for your body. But the reason you're still eating it is because you're addicted. Wouldn't it be more of a beneficial conversation for me to tell you, hey, do you know that you're actually addicted to red dye number 4? Do you actually know that that sugar actually makes you feel better than cocaine could make you feel, and that's why you're addicted? Wouldn't you be like, oh my gosh, I don't want that? And then you start to change. Instead of making you feel bad about it, then you're eating it in silent. You're trying to hide it. You're trying to act like, oh, I don't eat there anymore. And then you're just wiping the little ketchup off. Like, that sucks. You shouldn't have to feel like that to make a decision for your body. But if I teach you and help you understand, there are other factors here that I may not know about. And now my mindset is open to understanding, oh, there's a food addiction. Oh, they
Yeah.
actually create stuff for me to be addicted to? Oh, no wonder that's why I actually have to have that breakfast sandwich every single morning. That's why I feel that way. Or that's why I need that drink. That's why I need that coffee because there's
Yeah.
something else going on. So I really don't want you to beat yourself up about the things that you enjoy. Guys, we are all human. I'm telling you right now, we all love sugar. We all love fatty stuff. French fries are God's food. That's normal. But the way that it's being manufactured in our society is to be addictive. And it's causing us issues. Refined fats are causing us issues. Refined carbohydrates are causing us issues. Refined sugars are tearing these bodies down. And those are the top 3 things that actually create inflammation in the body. So I want you to begin to understand that. What's worse is those 3 things are, yes, always found in fast foods, but now they're actually found in health foods. So all of your low fat foods still have a high plant fat, which have been trans fats, which have been created to be trans fats. Trans fats are highly, highly toxic in the body. So this is why I'm telling you, I don't want you to focus on, oh, it's vegan, it's okay. Trans fats, I'm telling you right now on the record, I want y'all to share this part of the video. Trans fats are almost 100% vegan, and they are 1000% toxic for your body. I want you to understand that. So don't just look for vegan. You need to read the ingredients. You need to read the origin. You need to be familiar with that company, because remember, these are businesses. They are about keeping themselves alive, not necessarily about keeping you alive. So really focus on, how do I focus on whole food nutrition? What does that mean? How can I support myself? I'm telling you right now, I've been vegan for over 15 years. I do not get enough fruits and vegetables. I do work directly with a whole food nutritional group that is fruits, vegetables, and berries and omegas. And I make sure to get those things into my body every single day, because I know, given our society, given the way our soil is, given the way our industries are created, there's not enough nutritional density in the food that I eat. So I need to make sure I am doubling up on that pretty much. Your number one source for whole food nutrition is always going to come from food. That's why I don't want you to focus on supplements. There's no protein shake that will ever replace the protein that you get from fruits and vegetables and berries. Yes, there is protein in fruits and vegetables and berries. That is why the animals you choose to eat have protein, because they eat fruits, vegetables, and berries. So if you guys are interested in becoming vegan or being plant-based, you are just bypassing the middleman. So it doesn't make you any better than anybody. So again, I want us to stop this. Well, I don't eat that, so I'm better than you, and my nutrition is better. Guys, everybody's body is different. Everyone's body is different. I thrive on a vegan, plant-based lifestyle, where there are other people who I know that are even friends of mine who just simply don't. But let's make sure they get the most high quality food sources, and they also make sure I get the most high quality food sources, because the point is to do what works best for your brilliant body. This is bio individuality. We've talked about this before. So biologically, my body has different needs, responses, and triggers than yours does. And we both need to understand that, as both being human beings, there is a baseline of things that simply won't work in our bodies. Trans fats, refined carbohydrates, refined sugars, toxins, poison things, all of that stuff, alcohols, things like that, the overconsumption, because there are actually some alcohols that are medicinal in the body. So these are the types of things I want you guys to begin to think of. So one, I will tell you in particular, vodka. Vodka is actually kind of healing for the body. It allows the opportunity for you to actually release toxicity, although it can introduce toxicity in overconsumption. Don't be going out there having too much fun, y'all. So this is why, let me tell you why. So this is why Big Mama, right? Let's talk about that. Big Mama used to make hot toddies, right? What did she get? She got the vodka or the dark liquor, the good stuff in the back, right? And she boiled it down with those fruits. She made sure there was some ginger and onions and garlic, right? All of these are medicinal foods. Medicinal foods, right? So I really want you all to begin to think about that wealth as a skill set, wellness as a skill set. How do I nourish this brilliant body? How do I support this body and what it knows to do instinctively? If I have damaged my senses so much that I don't necessarily know how to nourish this brilliant body, then what can I do, or who can I follow, or what services can I get to actually help me begin to acknowledge and understand how to serve this brilliant body? So those are the things I want you to begin to understand. So I said a few
And
keywords here. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was going to say, to speak to the skill set. When you think about football, what's going on right now, we talk about Tom Brady being one of the greatest all times. But when you look at his documentary,
Mm-hmm.
he has coaches to
Yes.
help him stay at a high level. And
Yes.
so we need to take that as an example,
Yes.
to not shy away from following those that are on a higher path. Like, you are on a higher path when it comes to health. You've invested
Yeah.
so much,
Yeah.
and it's so important that people really gravitate to you and listen to what you're saying, because you're like a coach, you're a mentor And that's what you're here to do. So people really need to understand that as a skill set to get better, you need to follow those that are ahead of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And I had to do that for myself as well. I didn't know all this stuff, you guys. I got into class after class. He's absolutely right. One class made me question something else. Another class made me question something else. All of that together after a while made me like, wait, so I can heal my body from blah, blah, blah. I can heal my body from this. I, wait, how come other people don't know this? Wait, why aren't you sharing this with more people? That's how it started for me. So I really want you to begin to understand that nobody else can tell you what you need to create that type of relationship with your body, but I can give you the tools to help you understand how to build that relationship with your body, right?
Yeah,
So, yes, you can absolutely hire a chef, but some of us are not here for that or not ready to do that yet, or you just simply can't do that yet. But what I
yeah,
can do right now is help you to understand whole food nutrition and what it looks like and what it doesn't look like. So when you get to the point where you do hire your chef, you can make it very clear. I need a whole food chef, right? Because my life is different now. Not just somebody
yeah,
cooking all these fancy things that could potentially still not be good for me within a certain price range. Because now I understand, oh, it's about nourishing this body, not just trying to, out here pose for the gram because I got it the chef, right? So it's really
yeah,
about whole food nutrition. It's really about nourishing his body. It's really about every single time I put something to my face in my mouth is an opportunity to maximize my potential, to maximize my whole food nutrition, to allow my body the optimal functionality. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I'm rigid. That's not it at all. Every time that you're sitting in a presence or around certain people, I use the example of Disneyland, right? I'm not going to go to Disneyland and be like picking out their food and, oh my gosh, are you sure you don't have like farm raised and what do you mean you don't have? I can't possibly eat here. That's not what this is about, you guys. When I go to Disneyland, I'm making sure I pack some food because Disneyland is not about my health. It is what it is. I'm gonna make sure I get me some Dole Whip because Dole Whip makes me feel good. It tastes good. I know that it's plant based, but I also understand it's full of sugar. So Dole Whip is
yeah,
going to be maybe twice, 2 times that day. So this is the kind of stuff. But what's more important when I'm at Disneyland is creating these brilliant and beautiful memories with the people I chose to go to Disneyland with, right? So those babies that are around me, that boyfriend or honey or sister or brother or girlfriend group that I'm there with. That's what I'm supposed to be doing at Disneyland, not obsessing over what do you mean you don't have the best plant-based source of blah, 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 blah. That's not what it's about. But what it is about is I have allowed this body the opportunity to get nourishment at every single meal so that when I do go to Disneyland, eating that Dole Whip, maybe eating a little veggie sandwich or somewhere is not going to cause my body to go into inflammatory overload, right?
yeah,
Because we're always going to come in contact with something that's toxic. Guys, I'm letting you know right now, I am in my apartment breathing in air and I'm probably breathing in some toxicity because I had the windows open earlier, because I have, products that leach. I have, all kinds of things that are going on in here. There was probably the paint. I don't know how old this paint is. So this is the kind of stuff I want you guys to begin to think of. There's always an opportunity for toxicity because we just live in this type of environment. It's not sinister, but it's also not so safe to where I want you to just buy into more toxicity. You have to do things to keep your body in this constant state of detoxification, detoxing physically, detoxing emotionally. Especially now, it's incredibly important for you to make sure that anytime you have the opportunity to get some clean, full, fresh, whole quality air, that you can. So buying an air purifier, keeping it in the room with you, making sure that you go outside. If you work inside of a business building right now and you have to wear a mask, go outside, find a private spot, take that mask off and get a couple of breaths of fresh air. Guys, make sure it's near a plant. Now, I've never told you guys that before. Make sure it's near a plant. Why? A plant or a tree. Why? Do you guys know why? Because our trees and our plants actually filter and give off clean air. Did you know that? That's why people have plants. If you don't want to have a purifier in your room, put some plants in there. Put those big,
mm,
beautiful leafy greens. I forgot what they're called. They have the really big leaves. They're good at purifying the air. They can also let you know when your air is not so pure. When they start to kind of slump over, and like that's usually can kind of tell you, hey, the air quality in here is not so good. So that's a natural source and a natural resource for you if you're interested. But you can always get an air purifier. Make sure you go outside a couple times a day. get next to a pretty tree, stand under that tree for a little bit, get you some fresh air, stand over by a real pretty plant, make sure it's thriving, guys. Don't go to the plant that looks like it's dying because it's obviously not doing good. So let's try to focus on a thriving plant and make sure you get you a couple of puffs of fresh air. But I really want you to begin to think cognitively, think about what your responsibility is in making sure that your body remains safe. So this is how I kind of talked about, this is how inflammation actually begins to grow and brew in the body. So there are different types of, different levels of inflammation. So you can have a mild level of inflammation, you can have a moderate level of inflammation. You can also have chronic levels and extreme or urgent levels of inflammation or inflammatory responses. A lot of these begin as a nutritional deficiency. Guys, nutritional deficiency is so incredibly overlooked and so incredibly important. So I have shared with you guys a lot of the inflammatory issues that we have, metabolic issues that we have start with nutritional deficiency, and then it becomes a autoimmune issue. It can go all the way up to an autoimmune issue, it can all the way up to a disease. I've talked about prediabetes before. Did you know that prediabetes is a nutritional deficiency? Your body's not getting enough of what it needs to help you produce a healthy amount of insulin. But instead of giving you whole food nutrition to help you produce insulin, what do they give you? Insulin. So now they're giving you a synthetic form of insulin, which is going to be toxic to your body because now your immune system is going to be like, whoa, what is that? Kill it, right? So now you have an autoimmune issue. So not only did you have a nutritional deficiency that became a metabolic issue, then you were giving a toxic, substance cocktail to help you regulate. Now your body doesn't recognize what that toxic substance was. Now you have an autoimmune issue. It just got worse and worse, right? When all we needed to do was go back to the source. Listen, you're dealing with this because you don't have enough whole food nutrition. Your body is not getting the cellular nutrition it needs to produce new cells and allow you the opportunity to function normally. Let's focus on your whole food nutrition. They focused on what the symptom was. They tried to heal the symptom, and that allowed the opportunity for that root to grow deeper and become a bigger cause. So this is what I want you guys to begin to think about. I focus on root cause. Root cause, that's where we need to focus on. So you don't necessarily need to look at the leaves. We need the leaves to give us, okay, there's something going on at the base of this plant. There's something going on deeper within this plant. Does this plant need more water? Are these leaves dry? Are they spotted? Is there bacteria? You don't just cut the leaf off. You don't just start, wiping all the stuff on the leaves. You don't clean them to make them look, nicer. You actually want to go down, is this all the way at the root? Did this bacteria start to grow at the root? So that is what root cause analysis is. And that helps you and gives you the opportunity and insight for you to truly understand where you actually need to begin to address what's actually going on within your body. So nutritional deficiencies are always the beginning of injury or inflammatory responses in the body. And then as that injury or inflammatory response progresses, like I said, mild, moderate, acute to emergent, you can actually develop a chronic disease or disorder. Now, one of the reasons, guys, let me know if you have any questions. One of the reasons COVID is actually unfortunately spreading the way that it is, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to talk to you guys really real right now. I know that it's rough right now, you guys. I know it's hard to keep your head up. I'm not trying to quote Tupac, but I know things are really rough right now. And I know it's scary to go outside. I know it's scary to wear a mask. I know it's scary to take the mask off. I know some of us are feeling really bad. Like, I'm so grateful I'm not sick, but I'm so sick of this. Like, it's okay to feel all of those things. But what I want you to also understand is we come in contact with COVID every single day. Many of us have probably already breathed it in our bodies from somebody who was sick out in the air that didn't know about it. Some sneeze that, went over 65 miles an hour and got up into your nose, and your body knows what to do. But if you don't continue to support your body, there's going to be that one opportunity that those cells are going to multiply and reproduce within your body. So I really want you to maintain or begin a whole food nutritional journey or plan to support your brilliant body. Guys, I know that it sounds super overwhelming because I'm telling you, oh, it's been 15 years and I've been blah, 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 blah. Guys, no. I'm telling you what I do for myself, okay? focusing on whole food nutrition every single day. If it's not something that you can do through your foods, then I want you to get on a whole food nutrition plan. I do have options available. Check out some of the products that I promote. I want you to do that. It's not supplements. These are whole food nutrition. Fruits and vegetables blended up, things you wouldn't possibly eat, the pith, the rind, the skin. Some of them have the leaves, the stalk, all the stuff that you're not going to eat. Let's just be real. I don't even eat that stuff. I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to fry it up. I'm not going to make it cool. I'm not going to put essential oils on it. I'm not doing it. But I know that there are things in those parts of the fruits and vegetables that my body needs to thrive. Whole food nutrition options that I do not get every single day, because there's never going to be a point in time where I'm like, I'm going to eat the bark or the grind or the rind of something. I'm just not going to. But there's such incredible medicinal powers in those parts of our fruits and vegetables that we just don't eat normally. But offering a product that has that already, fruits and vegetables blended up, they're already, listen to this is how good they are. They've already even paired the fruits and vegetables so that those nutritional ingredients won't compete with one another. That's one of the reasons I tell you guys, don't focus on vitamins, which are a supplement, because many times vitamins have directly on the label things that are not soluble together and they can cancel each other out. So you're paying all this money thinking that I'm getting the best on the market. You probably are getting the best option on the market, but you're not getting the best that's going to absorb in your body on the market. A lot of a lot of whole food nutrition is fat soluble, meaning it needs to get into your body and it needs the essential oils, which are a lipid protein, fats, to actually adhere and allow it the opportunity to absorb in your body. Vitamins, what else? Supplements, isolated supplements do not usually have a fat content, which means they're fat soluble, but they're not allowed to be able to be introduced into your body because they don't have any essential oils. There's no essential oils. There's nothing for it to be carried in with or on. Now, yes, there are some water soluble vitamins, but we get those very easily. It's the fat soluble vitamins that we need a lot more of. And I want you to think about this because we kind of talked about it before. Remember, I told you toxicity is fat soluble too. So what does that mean? Think about that. I've been teaching you guys, right? So if I can I can choose a whole food nutrition supplement, and that's fat soluble, and so is my toxicity. This is going to outweigh this, right? So it's actually going to allow the opportunity to get into my cells, right? Push out toxicity and allow whole food nutrition to be absorbed into those cells, right? Causing those fat cells to shrink and allowing you the opportunity to increase healthy cells in your body and healthy cellular biology in your DNA. So I really want you all to think more consciously about that. Now, I've only teamed with this company. Like I said, Pope said I curbed him before. I absolutely did, because nothing is too good for this brilliant body. It just isn't. It's not. So I need to like check out what's going on. Guys, I tried it for a whole year before I even began to talk about it with other people, because I believe, this is my integrity. I tell you guys that all the time. I want to make sure, just the same way I feel about my body, I feel that way about your body too. You are a gift. Your body is a gift. I don't want you out here taking something that's going to potentially hurt you, potentially harm you. I am not trying to sell you snake oil and this is going to solve all of your problems and fix A, B, and C. But I'm telling you, whole food nutrition is always going to allow you the opportunity to heal every single thing that's going on with your body, because it's going to get all the nutritional density required by your body, which is going to be different from mine, right? So think about that. So we are eating the same amount of whole foods in the whole food nutrition that I'm offering you with the Juice Plus. So we're both eating it, but my body has different needs than your body, right? But your body instinctively knows how much to take and how much to allow to bypass, how much to apply over here to that inflammation, how much to apply over here to that toxicity, how much to help support that brain, how much to help heal those intestines, how much to focus on those muscles, how much to focus on those joints, right? But if somebody's telling you, oh, it's going to go in and target specifically to this area and that, there's no way we can know that. So this is what I want you guys to begin to think of. I'm being real with you. Whole food nutrition is it. It's the gold standard for everybody. I don't care who you are, what you do. It's the gold standard. It is. But what's so amazing about this company and these products is that it's going to operate differently in my body and differently in your body based upon our individual need. And it's still only going to provide you with benefit. It's only going to provide you with benefit. There's nothing that's going to cause you any poor reaction. There's nothing that's going to cause you any issues. There are probiotics that are plant-based. I called the company. Guys, I'm really serious about that when I tell you that. I'm not just up here trying to be cute. Where you get your probiotics from? Did they come from cadavers? Did they come from food? Did you create them in the lab? Or where did they start? Was there a starter pack? What was included in there? I need to ask every single question because my body is making cells based upon the information that you're giving me. That's how discriminating I want you to be about your whole food nutrition, your nutrition period. Because if you do that just on the basis, you're going to actually cut out a whole lot of things that I probably haven't even mentioned because you're going to be like, she's right, this is crap. Why am I eating this? I must be addicted to it. Let me focus on a detox. Let me get this out of my system and let me try to get this together because this really is, now that I'm reading this label, this is doing nothing for me. And not because I made you feel bad about it, but just because you cognitively are like, yeah, this doesn't look like something I should be eating, right? You start to think differently. You start to look at things, you know, you're like, oh, let me get this. Wait, let me read this, right? You just kind of start reading like, what is that? Then you go to Dr. Google, right? What is monosodium glutamate number 3? Oh, how long have I been eating this, right? All of a sudden you don't want it. No, I don't want that, right? You're just not interested. So that's what I'm constantly telling you guys, like, seriously, turn it over, read the label, find out what's going on, learn a little bit more about it. But I'm telling you, if you're trusting my leadership, if you're trusting all of the schooling that I went to, bachelor degree in health administration, master degree in epidemiology and public health. I'm working on board certification right now as a functional nutrition practitioner. I did not just decide that I randomly wanted to do this one day so that I can make some money. And I'm telling you also, I did not join the Juice Plus Whole Food Nutrition. They found me and asked me if I'd like to be involved. And I was like, no, I'm good. What is that? What is that? I'm not gonna be out here selling people lies. So please, and they sent me free product because they were like, just please, you know what? I don't even have a bottle with me, but I will let Pope tell you. So this product is so good that I want you to notice on the back of it, it's not a food label, it's a nutrition facts label. Do you know that real foods are the only things that have nutrition fact labels? There's a nutrition fact label. So the same way that you have, like, these are golden kiwis. So golden kiwis have nutrition facts. Look at that. So nutrition facts. So it talks about the actual nutrition in this product, the nutritional density in this product. So foods have nutrition facts. Products have supplement facts, supplemental information. So those are two different things. So drug facts, let me show you this. This is actually not, so drug facts are actually on products that are not for nutritional purposes. It says drug facts. So I really want you to begin to think about that. I don't have any other bottles or anything, guys. I don't take a lot of stuff. Huh? Oh, there you go. See, so you see nutritional facts. So take a look at this video when you're done. Pope is showing you actually right now nutrition facts. You can actually see the nutrition that's in these whole food nutrition options. I hate to say product because it's not a product, it's fruits and vegetables, just blended up. But I want you to begin to think about that. I want you to begin to compare it to your foods. Now I'm going to show you what a supplement fact looks like, okay? So this is a supplement that I use. Silver Immune Shield. This is an awesome company, helps with your immune system. Now, I started taking this when COVID first happened because I work in a COVID unit. We weren't aware of actually what it was. I mean, I know it's a virus, but they weren't making us wear masks right away. There were other things that were going on. So I just knew instinctively how to nourish my body. So I already had my base, right? Whole food nutrition. I already knew what I'm supposed to be eating every single day, but now I wanted to enhance, right? Add some secret sauce to make sure I stay completely healthy and wealthy, right? So I added a supplement. So I want you guys to understand the difference. Juice Plus is not a supplement, it's whole food nutrition. That's why it's a nutrition label. So a supplement fact actually says supplement on there. It says supplement. So I want you guys to begin to think about that kind of stuff. Supplement. And then it begins to tell you how much of each supplement or what other options are in that mix. Now, this is awesome for your immune system. It actually has gold, silver, and fulvic acid. We could talk about that in another video, but a lot of the minerals required in order to keep your body healthy and wealthy. Another source for whole food nutrition is actual sea moss. Guys, I'm working on a medicinal sea moss line right now just for you all, just to keep us focused on that whole food nutrition. And this will actually have a nutrition facts label because this is a nutritional product. This is a nutritional product that will actually allow you the opportunity to, again, push toxicity, pass through your cellular membrane, push toxicity out and absorb nutritional density in. And in regards to sea moss, it also allows you some incredible anti-aging benefits. And now I don't want you guys to think, people always think anti-aging and like, oh, I'm not gonna get wrinkles. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the aging that happens in the inside of the body that we're not aware of. So remember, I talked to you guys a long time ago about chronological age and biological age, right?
Yeah.
So chronologically, you could be 40, right? But did you know that biologically, you could be a 20-year-old? Because you've taken such good care of your body. Your heart is functioning optimally. Your digestion is functioning optimally. Your muscles are working in the way that they should. Your cells are constantly rebuilding, and they're actually rebuilding good cells. So a lot of what's going on with COVID right now is from inflammation. There is a term that a lot of doctors use, and it's not an official term, but you guys will understand it when I say it. Inflammation causes inflammaging, because it actually ages your body, because it is like a necrosis of your body's tissue, a cellular death that causes you to be much older than you actually are. So this is why we're seeing young people, athletes, that's because they had cellular oxidation. You know, you guys know what oxidation is? Let me know if you don't, I'll explain it anyway. So oxidation is what happens when you cut that apple and you leave it out on the counter. It starts to turn brown from the oxygen, right? Oxidation causes the aging process to be sped up. So that actually happens on the inside of our body. And I want you to think about this. This is how toxic our environments are. We're not even having our insides exposed, and we're still aging like that apple that's on the counter. So this is the kind of stuff I really want you to begin to think about. Nutrition and whole food nutrition are the only things that can allow you to antioxidize on the inside of your body. So that's why I'm constantly talking to you guys about whole food nutrition and your foods, whole food nutrition, additional products, additional whole food nutrition plans, and then essential oils, because they actually pass through that cellular membrane, push that toxicity out, and allow you to absorb whole food nutrition. Guys, I know I'm constantly putting drops and things in my water. It's not some secret. I'm actually focusing on keeping my body healthy and wealthy and whole on the inside, antioxidizing the inside of my body every single day. So that is why my skin looks the way it does. That is why, you know, I'm able to fend off disease. Let me tell you guys one of my own personal testimonies this week. So while I was at work, I got a little scratch in one of the dirty units. They're called dirty units. They're not technically dirty, but they're just not, you know, they're not the safest place to be. So of course I was like, oh crap, like I hope that doesn't, you know, start itching or anything like that. So my finger actually swelled up a little bit. So I got a little scratch. I was in a unit, not that there was anything there, but with the way that hospitals are operating right now, they have negative airflow in some of the rooms, but we're really using a lot of recycled air. So guys, don't get mad when you're trying to go to the hospital right now and they're not letting you in. It really is in your best interest. So now what happened was I saw it start to turn red. It was with a stapler. I saw it start to turn red, and then I saw it start to get warm. Warm means the presence of infection. So right then I knew, oh, okay, so I must have got some little bacteria or pathogen in my finger. Now, guys, because I know my body, I knew I was good, but within about 24 hours, my thumb was so swollen I could barely bend it, but it didn't hurt. So I already knew that my body was doing what it needed to do. And let me tell you this, to be completely honest with you, I didn't change anything I was doing because I knew my body handled it. I wasn't worried about it. So the next day, I actually started to look a little bit yellow here, which I knew that there was the presence of probably some bacteria. And then eventually it just went away. My thumb's perfectly fine now. So I want you to think about how brilliant your body is. So I'll show you my other thumb. how brilliant your body is, and it knows exactly what to do. So that type of, I know that that was probably an oversimplification, but that type of experience, that actually happens every single day. We encounter something that's toxic to the body. My immune system knew exactly what to do. It didn't, you know, my whole hand didn't swell up, my whole arm didn't swell up, it didn't get in my bloodstream, I didn't get sick. I felt a little bit of warmth and I was like, oh, okay, that was a bacteria or pathogen. But do you know that we are taught, oh my gosh, let me go take something, let me wrap it up, let me do this, let me add that, right? Let me go take all this, etc. Like that's what we're taught to do. But my body knew instinctively, and I knew, oh, okay, that was a little bacteria, ill. You know, it's gross because I'm like, dang it, got some bacteria inside of me. But my body knew, you're good. I know what to do, I got you. Because I'm
Yeah.
allowing my body the opportunity to have whole food nutrition. I made sure, you know, to get my water in that day because in particular, especially when it started swelling up, I was like, let me get some additional water because eventually that's going to need to release somewhere. And although I didn't have nothing like burst or exploded, but eventually it started to go down and my temperature went back to normal. And I was like, oh, okay, good. Big ups to my immune system. But these are the types of things that we don't necessarily think of, right? It's a small thing, but think about if that would have maybe hit directly in one of my veins. It was just a scratch, you guys. I don't want you to think I got poked by a needle or anything. But staplers be tripping. It got me in the corner. I was like, ah, crap. But I was also in a unit that is full of COVID, full of sickness, full of disease. It's just a gross unit. The person there before me probably sneezed all over the place. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's a hospital. So of course I didn't freak out because I know myself. But think about that. Think about the seats that we share. Think about, it was a stapler that actually got into my bloodstream. Think about that. But my body knew what to do. It was isolated to right here. Yes, my thumb swelled up a little bit, but just right in that area where my body knew that those white blood cells needed to get to handle it. And within 24 hours, it was over with. My thumb was fine. So this is a type of relationship I want you to begin to have with your body to where I know I'm putting in good. I know I'm supporting my body. I know that I'm doing everything that I know to do to protect my body. My body's going to come through for me. I did a call earlier this week. Your immune system is ride or ride. It's not trying to kill you. It's not ride or die. It's ride or ride. Your immune system is like, I'm going to roll with what you give me to do what's best for you. I want to take care of you. I want to support you, but I need you to make sure I get the most valuable and dense nutrition that's available so that I can continue to do this for you. It's so sad and frustrating for me to know that there are people who are either sick right now or have passed away, and they didn't know that all they had to do was possibly support their immune system better. Maybe they never knew to do that. Maybe they've never had this type of conversation. And it also frustrates me to know that our medical professionals, they only get 14 days, you guys, 14 days of nutritional instruction, 14 days.
Yeah.
So when you're asking your doctor, what exactly do I do about this? And they're not giving you an answer, or they just give you a vague answer of lose weight and drink more water, you can't be mad at them. That's all they have in their skill set in that particular area. It really is. They are taught to diagnose and treat. So when you ask them anything that doesn't diagnose or treat, they're like, what are you talking about? Drink some more water, lose some weight, make sure you get enough sleep, right? The generic stuff. But they really don't know. So a lot of us I know become very frustrated. But listen, they're called doctors, health professionals. They respond to acute situations. They respond to acute care. You can get a functional medicine doctor that can help you with functional medications. You can also get a functional lifestyle doctor who can actually teach you how to change things in your lifestyle and use that as medicine. But again, we don't know that. We're not given that type of information so that we can choose a wealth squad that actually aligns with our goals. So begin to do that. And that's, again, what I'm here for. I want to help you do that. I want to help you understand. Do you know that if you change four things in the four things that I'm continuing to talk to you guys about, you reduce your risk for diseases. You reduce your risk for chronic diseases by over 88%. 88% by just four things. Stop smoking, whole food nutrition, make sure you're getting enough water, okay? And exercise. Four things. Four. But these are the most 4 difficult things that you can see, right? We can see in our society because it's repetitious. These are the 4 most difficult things because we can easily veer off into not getting enough nutrition. It always comes back to that. We're not getting enough whole food nutrition. It's only 4 things, you all. So think about what we're up against here. I'm talking to you about whole food nutrition. You're probably gonna watch something, even you guys watching it on YouTube, because I've said nutrition so much, there are either gonna be some nutritional professionals that aren't really, that are gonna come up during the commercial, I'm preparing you now, or all of a sudden, there's going to be a commercial about a burger, I promise you. But this is the stuff I want you to begin to think of. Wait a minute, Ty was just talking about, what is this commercial in the middle? And that's how YouTube works, y'all. It just is. That's probably how, Instagram is gonna be going, or Facebook. Think about it. But I want you to begin to focus. Hit up my, you guys check out my link tree, check out my website, go over to my link tree right now, click some of those options, check those out, read them. If you want to send me what you're actually struggling with, I can send you information that specifies to your need. I just did a recent study for a friend who was struggling with a family member who has epilepsy. Do you know that whole food nutrition? I had a client who whole food nutrition, she focused on the Juice Plus product. She took all 4 all 4, and she gave that to her baby who was struggling with epilepsy. Within 1 year, that baby was able to get off 50% of the medications.
Wow.
So whole food nutrition allows your body the opportunity to do what it knows instinctively to do. That's what I want you guys to begin to focus on. It is not a trick. And it's going to respond differently in everyone's body, which is amazing because my needs are different than your needs. That is actually the biggest selling point for me, because I remember asking, how is this going to respond in my body? And the person that was actually talking to me about it, she said, you know what? We don't know, because it's based upon your individual needs. Right then, I knew that that was a company I wanted to work with because they weren't selling me a lie, right? They didn't say, oh, well, your hair is going to grow better and your nails are going to be stronger and your skin is going to look better. She said, I don't know, but I can tell you that with this product, with this company, with this organization, in 8 weeks, you're going to know exactly what it did for your brilliant body, because your body's different than mine. And that is what makes sense to me. That's what you guys need to know for sure. Whole food nutrition is going to 100% make things best for you, but it's in a way that you're going to know that your life is changing. You're going to know that your cellular biology is changing. I'm just here to help you understand at a cellular level what actually happens. I'm here to help you understand it because it passes through your cellular membrane. The essential oils allow it to pass through your cellular membrane. You actually have cells that are dying off. That's autophagy. The autophagy kills off senescent cells. Senescent cells can actually be like, I've heard this recently, a doctor put it, it was perfect. He said they're like zombie cells. So they actually are. So what they do is influence your cells to do things that are detrimental to other cells. So they're not dead, they're not alive, but they can actually leach onto your other cells and create that kind of limbo to where your body's not progressing. So it's an inflammation and an inflammatory response. Because think about that. If you have cells in your body that are not thriving, they're dying regardless. So what happens when something dies? Let's think about that, you guys. Even our fruits and vegetables, right? They wilt, they weep, they turn liquid, right? All that stuff's gross, they stink, right? That actually happens inside of your body. So if our autophagy is not triggered and turned on to clean that mess up, you just have toxicity in your blood, which can lead all the way up to sepsis. And sepsis, we all know, is bacteria in your blood. So now your blood is so toxic that it's not actually doing anything for you, but creating additional toxicity and killing you. You can die from sepsis. We all know that. And I also learned that you can tell what's going on with your cardiovascular system, also with your gums. So check out your gums, you guys. Are your gums bleeding? Do they hurt? All of that. Guys, it doesn't matter if you have melanin in your gums. That's what I'm not talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I know a lot of people are not quite clear. If you're a person of color, I don't think it happens with people who aren't, but I'm not quite sure. Sorry if that sounds ignorant, you guys. But if you're a person of color, you probably have melanin in your gums. That's not what I'm talking about. You can tell the difference between melanin in your gums and actual bleeding or inflammation, swollen gums, if your gums feel a little bit uncomfortable, itchy gums, things like that. So that is the presence of bacteria, and it can be a cardiovascular issue. Think about that. Our bodies are brilliant, right? So we're sitting up here having this brilliant conversation, and you're like, let me fill my gums out a little bit. So those are the types of things I want you to begin to think of. And focusing on whole food nutrition actually will allow you the opportunity to heal that. I actually recently looked at a study with the whole food nutrition through the Juice Plus. And that was exactly what one of the people said. She said, my gums used to bleed every morning and I thought it was me brushing too hard. But she actually, as she started using the Juice Plus, her gums stopped bleeding and her doctor began to tell her cardiovascular health improved. And after she did some research, she realized that they were two connected. But think about that. If that was stuff that we knew, we would be all in our little kids, man, let me see your gums, right? Now let me just smell your breath. Let me see your gums and make sure your heart's doing good. But these are the types of things that we don't know are connected. So I want you to begin to think about that. Those are signs of inflammation in the mouth. Remember, I talked to you recently about my taste buds that were kind of exploding on my tongue. I didn't know that there was an inflammation in my mouth as I continue to detox. When you continue a lifestyle of detox, unfortunately and fortunately, because it's not that big a deal, it takes longer for you to get into toxicity in your body because you're not as toxic as you would be if you weren't detoxing. I hope that made sense to you. So doing a week detox for me is going to do nothing, but I'm going to enjoy it because I know how to detox. But for me, longer detoxes, because I need to actually get deeper into the cells of my body, deeper into the layers of my body in order to draw toxicity out, because I know how to detoxify at a deeper level now because I've been doing it for so long. So that's why I encourage you every single time, go deeper, do a little bit longer, maybe do another week. If you only do it once a month, try it twice a month. You constantly want to support your body and the ability to detoxify. Your body knows how to detoxify naturally, yes, but you always want to enhance that because we live in a toxic society. You have to enhance it. So the minimum that our body actually knows to do, which is actually a lot, is kind of no match to how much toxicity we come into contact with every single day. And that's just because we're in an industrialized society. That's just because we have businesses that are making these food products that we're addicted to. That's because, we don't have enough knowledge about what we're actually taking in. That's because a lot of us actually take supplements and we're thinking that they're nutritional products and they're not necessarily that. They're enhancements. So I want you guys to think about that. Think of your supplements as enhancements. Think of your supplements as condiments. But I want you to think of your whole food nutrition as the entree of everything, the main source, right? So I want it to be food first and then something to support that. Yes, I do consider the Juice Plus Whole Food Nutrition a food source because it is food. Guys, it's fruits and vegetables blended up. All they did was dehydrate it. Yes, you could do it at home in your dehydrator. That is how simple and real these products are. I want you to understand that. It's not something that's just randomly made up. There is over 50 years of study. If you send me what you're struggling with, I promise you I can find a study on it or a video on it and I can send that to you. But I really want you to begin to focus on whole food nutrition, making sure you're getting enough water. Don't allow this, what's going on in our world, to cause you fear. This is why I want to talk to you about this. Inflammation is allowing COVID to be so rampant in our community in particular. It's because this disease, these disorders, this virus, all of it is attracted to inflammation because there's already damage. Think about that. There's already damage, so it's much easier for it to nestle in there and cause more havoc, wreak more havoc, because it's more difficult for your body to actually fight it off. Your immune system is already against the ropes. So of course this is going to come in and overtake you. And the only reason I wanted to talk to you guys about this is because I started having people that were asking me, hey, can I still get COVID even after I get the vaccine? Yes. Yes, you absolutely can. There are 8 different strains of COVID, you all. When I first started, I believe there was only 6 or 7, and that was over a year ago when I first started talking about this. So there are 8 different strains. They all are different. They have mutated. Mutation of viruses can happen with overuse of antibiotics, overuse of science. Yes, science is awesome and it's great and it's wonderful and I love it. But in this case, us trying to outsmart a virus, it's actually doing it back. It's modifying itself so that it can live. That's what it's designed to do. That's what viruses do. But it has nothing on our immune system. I want you guys to understand that. Do you know that vaccines were created to mimic what our immune systems naturally do? I told you guys about that story.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to begin to think that honor your immune system. Your immune system was the blueprint for a vaccine. So if you truly want to support your body, support your own immune system. You don't need to go to an outside source. You really don't. Furthermore, I want you to understand that your body needs to be healthy enough to receive a vaccine. So there are certain groups that are at risk to receiving this vaccine. They're going to have a heightened opportunity for the side effects, the negative side effects of this vaccine, on top of you still having the opportunities to still get COVID. So you can't take a breather. You can never take a breather. So you're like, oh, I got the vaccine, I'm good. I don't have to wear a mask. Actually, you do. You still have to wear your mask. And now, furthermore, you need to make sure you increase your whole food nutrition because you just had something introduced into your bloodstream, directly into your bloodstream, that you don't know exactly what they put inside of your body.
Yeah.
So again, you have to focus on whole food nutrition because now you got to heal. That was direct inflammation injected into your body. It doesn't matter what you take. I've taken vaccines before, direct inflammation injected straight into my body. Now, yes, your body's brilliant. It will know what to do with it. However, if your body is already having issues, this is just going to be another added issue to the point where it could possibly wreak more havoc on your body that's already inflamed. So I truly want you to go ahead.
And why our community is hit the hardest
Yes.
is because the way of life, the diets that we choose are inflammatory. The
Absolutely.
liquor stores, they didn't close.
Nope.
That lowers your immune system. The McDonald's, the Burger Kings are still open, and those are the type of things that we indulge in. And
Absolutely.
so it's not a surprise now when you correlate the numbers that our community is being hit the hardest with COVID.
Yes. Yeah. This is absolutely the time for us to step it up. And given our history, you guys already know we talked about this. We genetically have a higher inflammatory response because of all of those centuries of slavery. Whether you guys believe it or not, that changed our DNA. It did. I'm letting you guys know. There are studies. If you want me to send you them, I will. It is talked about in epidemiologic conversation. It's talked about in public health. It's not a conversation that's been had in public that I've seen, but I'm telling you, there are many books about it as well. We have, it's called post-slavery. I think that's what the book is called. Post-slavery traumatic disorder. I think that's what it's called. It's an amazing book, but it talks about how all of those decades, I'm sorry, not decades, excuse me, all of those centuries dealing with being enslaved people um, actually changed our biology, and we have a higher response to inflammation, inflammatory issues, inflammatory situations. All of that is just naturally something we have a propensity to as Black people. We do. I'm letting you know that. So think about that. That's the basics. That's why high blood pressure, diabetes, metabolic disorders, obesity, all of that stuff just seems to be attracted. It is. We already live in an inflamed society anyway. We already live in a society where those things are readily available. But add that on top of our natural propensity to have those types of inflammatory markers or responses within our bodies already. It's made things worse. That's why those are the things that are killing us, because we don't have the knowledge. Like he just said, we don't know that we're not supposed to be clinging to Burger King right now, but we also feel the need to indulge in alcohol to try to support our bodies. We are stressed, guys. There's nothing wrong with being stressed right now. I'm sure all of us have been affected or know somebody who knows someone, right? It is scary, and that's okay. But this is why this is here. These types of forums, these types of conversations. Taraji, when she was talking about, they were offering free, wasn't it free therapy for people of color who were having trouble with dealing with COVID right now? Guys, call that number, call it, dial it, get some assistance, get some support. But right now, you don't need to be sitting up in front of your TV watching horrible news studies, eating a box of Krispy Kreme. You don't need to be going to, you don't need to be drinking it out. You don't need to be doing that. That's not going to support your body. If you are fearful of losing your life, if you're fearful of getting COVID, this is the time for you to feel empowered. I've told you before, empowered to actually build the body that you truly desire. I am not talking about in the gym. I'm talking about making sure you nourish your body. I'm talking about getting up in the morning and talking about those affirmations. What was that brilliant business idea that you had that you thought was stupid, but you can't get it out of your mind? I'm talking about truly changing your narrative so that this isn't something that controls you with fear. If you don't want to get the vaccine, like I said, you still need a whole food nutrition strategy. If you choose to get the vaccine, you still need a whole food nutrition strategy, even more because you have directly introduced inflammation into your body in the form of a vaccination that you may not have taken the time to actually study. So these are the types of things that I'm talking with you about that I really want you to begin to understand and think more cognitively about. You can't just be hands off when it comes to your health. You have to be involved. You have to be conscious about what it is you truly desire for yourself. That is why it is affecting us so intensely. We are the breadwinners, right? We do things on our own. Some of us haven't even been able to see our homies, and that was all we got through the week to get to was to see the homies, have some drinks, shoot some pool, de-stress. We haven't been able to do that. We haven't been able to get to the gym, right? Those are the things that actually should be open, not the liquor store. The gym should still be open, guys. The gym should be open. We should have nutrition classes out on the block. That's why I'm doing this. I want you guys to tune in. You guys should need to understand, listen, how do I avoid disease, or how do I avoid issue, or how do I build my immune system? These should be the conversations that you're having. How do I avoid inflammation? Why is COVID attracted to inflammation? That's why I'm having these types of conversations, because I want you to understand. Next time you go to your store and you're all bundled up and covered up, I don't want you running to the cereal section. I don't want you running to the bread section. What kind of live foods can I get to support my body right now? Even if you buy the live foods and you put them in the freezer, I want you to feel empowered to nourish yourself. Guys, nourish yourself. We're going on almost a year and people are still thinking that this is fake. Ignorance is not going to get you through this. Ignoring it is not going to get you through it. Acting like it's still political isn't going to help you get through this. You need to empower yourself and choose nourishment, choose life. I tell you guys that all the time. However you want to get through this, it sounds like you want to get through it. If you're tuning in still, you want to get through it. You have to nourish your body and those around you. You have to have the conversation, because what we're doing isn't working. It's just adding to these numbers in thousands every single day. And you can see that. We've all seen it on the news. Oh, okay, we got it under control. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, never mind. Go back in the house, right? Over and over. But nobody's giving us actionable steps. What am I supposed to be focused on right now besides this damn mask? Tell me something I can do something with, right? And we're not having that conversation. So I really want you guys to just please hear what I'm saying. Please hear my heart. I do care, and I want you guys to feel empowered. If you don't use anything I've given you here today, that's why I constantly tell you, focus on whole food nutrition. Make sure you're getting enough rest. Make sure you're getting enough water. Make sure you're getting some type of physical activity. You don't have to buy nothing from me to do those 4 things. However, I have made it very clear by partnering, very easy by partnering with this organization that I trust, this company. It's a science-based food company who has created this amazing opportunity for you to get whole food nutrition quickly, easily delivered to you every single month. You make your little payment, you get your whole food nutrition, and you keep your body brilliant. And when you buy when you get 2 products at a time, you can allow the opportunity to pass it on to your kids too for free. So I really want you, what other company does that? Really think about that, y'all. This is about nutrition. This is not about trying to make some money. That's not what this focus is. Even with vitamin C, I want you guys to get that into your body. I want you to begin to take it every single day. I want you to get things that go into your cellular membrane, push out toxicity and draw in nutrition. I want you to be here. I want you to thrive. I don't want you to continue to live in fear. This isn't going anywhere. So we need a new strategy. That's what I'm here for, to help you build a strategy that works directly for you. The only way that you can do that is if you take those first steps out. You have to decide what you truly desire for yourself. What are your core values for your brilliant body? What do you want to do? Even if your immediate goal is, I just want to get through whatever this is going on in the world right now. Great, let's roll with that. Whole food nutrition, water, physical activity. Let me get you educated on what exactly you need for your body. Boom. Meet me here every week. Sign up for one of my classes. Hit me up with the private coaching. Let's work on that. If you can't do that right now, getting you on a whole food nutrition plan, getting you hooked up with some vitamin C, let that be your whole food nutrition right now. Watch some of my videos, mimic some of those foods that I'm making, you know, follow some of those workouts. Guys, I have 0 all the way up to premium. So there's no reason for you to sit here and tell me that you can't afford it. You can afford to invest in your wellness if you choose to, if you truly desire to. You can just copy what I'm doing. You really can. And it will allow you the opportunity to build your body. So please, please, please don't get overwhelmed. Yes, it's scary. Yes, we all feel the stress and discomfort of it, but I want you to respond differently, because what we're doing right now is continuing to put people right into that pipeline where they're losing their lives because of inflammation, and then because COVID comes along and then it allows it the opportunity to thrive in the presence of that inflammation. So Pope, you got anything else to say? Any questions, you guys? That's all I'm wanted to share with you all tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me check Facebook, and you can go ahead and share while I look to see if we have any comments here.
No, you know, I'm just blessed that we have this opportunity to get together and build faith,
Yeah.
you know, amongst what we're doing day in and day out, because it's been challenging for us all, right? I mean, even being a parent and your kids going all virtual, trying to figure out to keep them mentally stimulated outside of this new world that we're in and keeping them positive. And so it's important that we, as the leaders, as parents, as aunts and uncles, that we kind of stay ahead of the curve
Yes.
and find that motivation and find that strength,
Yes.
so we can deliver the message to them that we're going to come out and we're coming out strong, and we're going to come out better than ever.
Yes.
And so, you know, take this information, share it, tune in, and just know, be that beacon of light. Be that beacon of light.
Absolutely.
That's all I have.
That's awesome. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If any questions come up after, please feel free to drop them. I will answer them. Check out some of the clips that Pope's going to put up, things that are, he's going to be probably highlighting things that were particularly insightful and important. I want you to take this seriously. I want you to take these seriously. Please, please, please resist the energy to feel overwhelmed. Use this as an opportunity to empower. Anytime you feel fearful, I want you to think about, okay, what can I do to get more information? Because that's all this is. That's all that fear is coming up. I need more information. So if that means you need to check out a few more of my stories, check out a few more of my courses, check them out. Guys, go back, scroll back, check out some of those old IG videos. But really, I don't want you to respond in fear. I don't want you to lose any more sleep. You need that anyway, so you can detox. So please focus on making sure you get enough water, your whole food nutrition. Please, please, please try not to live in fear. Guys, I don't want you to fear this. We just needed more information. That's what I'm here for. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom. So I truly want you to begin to just implement them in your daily lives. Tomorrow, that first meal, how can I get enough whole food nutrition here? That first drink of water, let me put some essential oils in my drops in my water. So little things, guys, little by little. Don't get overwhelmed with thinking you have to do everything, but I want you to start. So thank you so much for rocking with me. Be brilliant, because I know you are. And I will see you in the next class or video or event. See how I didn't have any questions. And YouTube. I think somebody said something on YouTube, so let me see before I close it up. Maybe they hung out. And stop the recording. And let's check out YouTube. Brilliant, because I know you are. And I will see you in the next class or video or event. I didn't have any questions. No, I guess we're good.